dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one.
Stu, where is he? You never enter lobby.
Until I broke the rules.
Yeah, we can hear you. We don't realize. Yeah, like, chill. Just like you come down the road, like, we're live in 10 seconds. We go, we chill. Oh, yeah, Lord, see why this is lobby.
Can I be your superhero?
From what you guys can see,
All of us, Stu is not in the lobby yet.
I'm not.
okay.
My game is
So
still loading.
let's get your thoughts, Emmy, before Stu eventually comes in. So we're having Darkstars versus Oasiss actually, and all the players are ready. They are gearing to go. It's looking like we're going to have a real match in our hands, just like yesterday's match, and hopefully it's not going to be another blowout. What do you think?
Alright, first of all, I would like to greet you guys. Good evening and welcome to the stream. Don't forget to drop a like. And yes, today we have Darkstars versus Alpha Zeros. Two, I don't know if I would call them Titans for Gauntlet, but you know, they are good teams. And we're expecting a bit of violence, a lot of violence actually from them, a lot of OP gameplays. And I don't see Alfie on Alpha Zeros team. I don't know what's going on. Probably he's going to play the second match or something. But yeah, we have Isolani or Isolani. I don't know how you pronounce that. The usual jungler that is always on crack and giving us optimal gameplay. And yeah, welcome to the stream. We have today here with me Vidas, myself, and Stu. What do you think, Stu?
I first off have to point out that it's actually Darkstars versus Oasis. But yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to how this match plays out. Like you said, these are like two top tier teams that are going to be duking it out on the Gauntlet stage. So yeah, I would definitely pride and enjoy myself in relaxing and embracing the embers of whatever happens when the victor emerges in this series. So yeah, I hope that we can get straight to it.
Sorry
Alright.
about that, guys. I actually thought it was Alpha Zeros that they were facing. That's why I mentioned I'm not seeing Alfie on the team. Probably is another match that they're playing later on. All right. I've given them the go ahead to start. So soon enough, we'll be moving into the drafting phase.
Well, while we're on that, let's talk about what you feel like the potential picks that we can see here. We're gonna give it first to Davis. We've seen a Kimi pick-up ban meta. Do you think that that's gonna actually carry on in this series?
I don't know. I can't really say for sure. I'm not quite well versed with the pool of these players in front of us today, so I can't say, and I'm not one to really speculate for players. So I will just say, whatever the pick, I just want to have a game that is worth watching. So whatever picks that will make that possible, please, they have the flow.
I think we're going into the match with respect bans. I don't know who plays Joy's on Oasis team, but there is a Joy ban. And then there's the Irrital ban targeted towards Amir, followed by the Kimi ban that Stu mentioned earlier. And we can see that they are going to deny themselves the Kimi. I don't know, probably they don't have a Kimi player on their team. I don't know, probably Faze's pool is not wide enough or he doesn't know how to play the Kimi mid. What do you think, Stu?
I could say that in the entirety of Darkstar's appearance in this tournament, I think that they have that Kimi ban on a constant. which could actually be a testament to FaZe's pool. He might not actually have that hero under his belt, but there's just so much value that the Kimi provides with her ultimate now that it can start fights so easily. So I don't really blame anyone that actually prioritizes banning that hero. But right now we're seeing a Brody first pick, which was a pick that we saw traumatized the side of Naad Boye last night. So what do you think about this, Davis?
Yeah, that's some PTSD inducing pick right there. But yeah, I mean, Amir on that Brody, that's a signature pick if I've ever seen one. And right off the bat, we are seeing Oasis answering with that Jushin. And is this going to be a Lapu Lapu? Wow, that's actually a Lapu Lapu. I don't know if this is his debut for the hero or he was buffed recently and then I think his buff was then reversed a bit and nerfed. So let's see how they perform, but I don't know. 12 years against Lapu Lapu, I don't think that's the favorable pick for the side of Darkstars against Lapu Lapu, even in the general team fight scenario. What do you think, Emmy?
Personally, with the buff that Lapu Lapu has gotten right now is actually quite effective in team fights because he's able to spam a little bit of his skills more and able to have more impact in the team fights. And we have FaZe responding with a Yi pick to the Zushin pick, and then we have another debut pick here coming in from Oasis, at least on the stream. I don't know about the matches that have
Yeah,
been played
yeah,
off stream. We have
yeah.
Alice Jungle definitely here, and I don't know how well they might have something in mind, and I believe they are cooking. So we're having the third band coming in from Oasis here. But this draft, what do you think is has a better draft still?
I wouldn't really like say at this stage that one side is better than the other. I kind of get the inspiration behind the Alice pick here on the side of Oasis. They are mainly aiming for a full dive comp so that they can put a lot of pressure on FaZe there with the YVE. So the YVE counters the Zushin and then they counter the YVE, but how good their draft is will actually depend wholly on what their next picks are. Because yes, you have the dive, but then you might want to pick something up like a Matilda for more of the mobility and a kind of a mid-range and mid-range mobile kind of marksman like an okay the irrital is banned, so there aren't really many options here, but I was seeing a Baxia pick here, so I wonder what you're thinking about this, Davis.
Yeah, I mean, on the stream, someone was already speculating that DS Darkstars will actually be going for the backshot pick to counter the Alice's healing, but I guess Oasis were just a step ahead and they were familiar with their game and they actually picked up that backshot before Darkstars could get their hands on it. But yeah, they'll answer with the Lunox and the chip. Actually, the chip is actually an interesting choice because most of well, I don't think I've seen any Roma out for the chip recently, and he's actually a good pick given that he does not have to go to any of his portals or any of his shortcuts to travel to the corresponding shortcut. So that's like venting for free. So he will actually be he's looking like a good choice for those instant ganks at lanes. And the final pick for the side of Oasis is Clint. So with all picks done now, what are your thoughts, Emmy? Let's start with you.
I do not know what is going on here, but I'm counting 7 debut picks on stream. We have the Chip, we have the Lunos, we have the Yves, we have the Phobias, we have the Lapu Lapu, we have the Alice, and finally we have the Clint. I believe, and then we have the Mage Jungle again. We have Alice, and then we have the Lunox. So I don't know what is going on here. Maybe they're just trying to, mix things up and show us something different apart from what we're used to. The usual assassin, tank, Fredrin, jungle, and all that. But today we're going to be focusing on magic damage coming in from the jungle. And to be honest, I think I would favor Darkstar's drafts over Oasis,
Okay.
cause of the chip mainly, and then the Phobius, and then the Lunox is just there to met down through the front lines that Oasis are providing in their lineup. What do you think, Stu?
You know, the Lunox jungle isn't really a pick that I would be rooting for a lot of reasons. But then you see the lineup of Oasis here and the amount of, you know, frontliners that they have, and it just makes sense that they're just taking this Lunox in the jungle. I was personally surprised by this, but I'm absolutely loving it, and I would love to see how this unfolds.
Definitely. We have the cheap here, Epping Lunos with the red buff and then the Quip because Lunos has a very slow wave clan. And then we have a pause coming in here from the ref. I don't know. I can't see anybody lagging or anything, but yeah, the ref must have probably seen a request coming in from either of the
Yeah,
teams.
yeah. I think that was a request from the side of Oasis. I saw the jungler spamming that emote, so possibly it could be that someone on the other side of the team is lagging. But yeah, so far so good. Like you were saying, just comparing the clearing speeds right now. I don't know, between Alice and Lunox, they seem to be on par, and possibly even Lunox having a faster jungle clear compared to Alice. But I don't know, having the pulse this early doesn't seem like it's going to bode well for Oasis, given what we saw yesterday. But I mean, even with the connectivity issues that plagued the side of Xenagog, they were still able to, come out with a win against Shinigami yesterday. So maybe Oasis were able to, dig in deep and possibly find that inner strength to overcome whatever adversity the network issues may present. What do you think, Stu?
I think we might be in the pause meta where the team that pauses actually gets a bit of a buff and they'll be able to decimate the team fights a bit
Yeah.
easier. But jokes aside, yeah, I do think that their jungling speeds are actually quite on par. We have Lunox already on her like creep, and Alice is on the creep as well. So they are more or less mirroring each other, and I think the help that Lunox is getting from the YV and the chip is actually providing a lot of value for that jungle clear. But yeah, I would like to see how the first. I'm more curious about how the first or two is going. Fight is going to pan out. I know that on the lane that we have a Brody versus a Clint, which is more or less an equal matchup here. But
Yeah.
when it comes to the team fights, Lunox doesn't really have that much damage in the game. So how do you think that the team fights are gonna go, especially in this first turtle, Emmy?
Personally, I've played a little bit of. There was a time I had to play a Lunos jungle for a while because I was just joking around and all that. And I can tell you for a fact, once she gets to that level 4, she can deal pretty much a lot of damage with her dark ult. And then we have Cheap here engaging on the Zushin in the mid lane, but she's able to escape. And then we have the Cheap on. Personally, early game, I think Darkstars have a bit of an edge over Oasis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. Now go ahead, David.
Yeah, that's a surprising take. I wonder why Emmy is making such a bold assumption or a bold statement in this case, because I don't exactly see where you think they have an advantage.
But he did mention that the Lunox has a lot of more damage than you would expect. But I really don't feel that the advantage will come from the chip pick here, because personally, my experience playing chip in the early game is that he's kind of squishy and he can't really take that much damage. The shortcuts is more of a macro tool, but looks like there's a fight breaking out. Well, it looks like
Yeah,
Alice is we survive. His frown is going to go in with the bravest warrior. He smashes, but he's not going to. The revitalize from Daiki is going to keep him alive, and Disciple is going to have to flicker out of there. Ooh, but Phobius is jumping. Is he going to survive? There's a smile. No, Fade's wife is going to be the one to do the last hits. Fade's trying to survive this, but Alice is still
yeah, he's
he's
gone. He's
still chasing on,
gone.
and Fade is going to drop as well. And
Yeah,
that is
you
a
see,
tree for all trade
you
on
see
the
that?
side of the Oasis. And
Uh,
you can see just Emmy just got
no,
sanctioned there because that was
No, no, no,
definitely
no, no,
not in
no.
their favor.
I would quite disagree to be honest, because I think the problem is coming in from their mage. The rotation was a bit delayed, and when he came in, the position he had when he altered was not really optimal, and that's why they were able to shut down Isolani, and now we have them taking the turtle. So yeah, it's not really it's a skill level kind of problem, and not really the heroes.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. The reward manipulation came in too late, and then the final chase from the Fovios was really nothing to write home about. He basically chased his own death and he was handed it. But yeah, we're seeing them actually scuffling for the total, and once again, the reward manipulation comes in. But that previous fighter gets Isolani before he can get away with the light ult, and once again, he goes down with a double kill. And on the other end, even with the shortcut coming in, they actually get a kill on Brody. So that's actually a four for nothing trade plus the total. What's going on?
Don't know what Darkstars are cooking, but they are cooking something that I'm not liking at all because they are just making me seem like I don't know what I'm talking about here. I mean, just look at the just look at the scoreboard right now. This is the 7-0 scoreboard, and then they have a 3K gold lead just in the fourth minute of the game, which is very bad. I don't know, probably the skirmishes were divided, so they were losing on both ends of the fight. I don't know
Yeah,
why. They need to stick together. They don't really have a bit of a they don't really have a front line because Chip, like you said, Chip is squishy, and then we have Fulvio just there jumping up and down, and then it's not really like a front line to be honest. So they need to stick together. They need to stop breaking the fight into two. I don't know what's going on with Disciple, but he needs to time his ult and make sure that the jungler is in the range and able to deal damage to the person that he ults. What do you think about this, Davis?
yeah. I mean, we could say I don't know. Will I say it's comfort because this is not a hero that we have seen discipled on in any recent times. So possibly he's not making the proper judgments to bring in his fellow teammates, especially with that shortcut which he granted Amir, and he only gave him a shortcut back to the inhibitor, back to the fountain. I don't get. Oh yeah, a real world manipulation actually coming in once again and an engage, and now he's looking more like an engage with a shortcut and then the bravest fighter to the back line. He gets a kill on Disciple, but they've lost two already, and with the answer from the side of Oasis, they're actually coming back and giving Darkstars a fight. They actually one way or another they reel that back in. It's actually a 3-for-2 trade in favor of Oasis. I didn't think see them winning that fight, especially since it was Darkstars that engaged. What do you guys think? Let's start with you.
Well, for that fight specifically, I can't really say what happened that actually tipped the fight in the favor of Dark Stars. But it looks like there's another fight here, and Lunox is going to be able
Oh,
to secure the turtle. They are trying to retreat here, but the final turn up our memory is coming from Brody, and nobody is going to drop. So you can just see here that they're actually lacking a lot of damage. And I was gonna call out previously that we've seen a lot of games, and they are having like a low kill count up onto
yeah.
the late minutes of the game. But this is we already have 12 kills, and we're just in minute 6. So like we're seeing double the amount of kills per minute. But what do you think about this, Emmy?
Uh, Oh wow, we have an engager on the Baxia. Real world
Oh,
manipulation
Yeah.
coming
reward
in from Yiv, and they are
manipulation.
able to shut down the Baxia. And like I said, the former team fight that happened, they were able to stick together, but they lost the fight because they are way behind in gold, and then Oasis already had way more gold and damage, and they were able to salvage that fight. But you can see that Dark Stars, they are starting to catch up, and I hope that they prove me right and show that they actually have a comp that has a better team fight capability than what Oasis has.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel bad for Bagsha there. He was just rolling around and having a good time, and out of nowhere he got ambushed and he got slain. That's not fair. I mean, while we're having a good time, we definitely don't like to be interrupted. I don't get why Brody was so jealous of him having a good time, but actually going in here for a revenge. He don't know. Okay, I think Isolani actually secured
No,
that
no,
buff,
no,
but
no.
just for the sake of his own life, he gave up his life to get a blue buff, and he won't even get to enjoy the buff. We see an Infernal chase to the back line while the bravest fighter gets a kill on Brody. Once again, that Infernal chase for nothing. He's chasing nothing. He's just chasing his own death. So far now, he has gone to the back line twice and he has died twice. That's a 0-4-2 on that Fovios. I mean, he got a new skin recently and everybody was happy, but I don't even think it's the player of the new skin or the giddy feelings that come with a new skin that is making this EXP laner just dive to the back line and to his death. What do you think, Stu?
I think like in the case of a Fulvius, you don't really have much of a choice when a fight like that breaks out. You're just gonna have to try and do your best. Even if you don't get the kills, you're gonna try and zone out the main damage dealer so your team can have some form of control in the front lines for this fight. But we have the Lord dance going on here, and it looks like Daiki is trying to plan something, but he's actually
Yeah.
going to cut that out. He's not gonna commit to that. So we are seeing a reset in the Lord. But Emmy, how do you think that this Lord fight is gonna fan out? How do you think they are going to execute this?
To be honest, I might have to retract my statement and side with Oasis right now because we're seeing and we have reward information coming in from Yves, and then we have Baxia and the Alice overextending, and they are getting punished,
Oh
and we have a
my
shutdown
god.
coming in from Amir on the Alice, but still, to be honest, I will still stand with Oasis now because I think it's starting to show when you pick heroes that you don't usually play every other day. I don't know what Isolani went in with his Dark Horse earlier in the fight at the blue buff, but he was getting punished hard for that. So I don't know. Probably they need to fix that, but I don't think that's going to be possible because they are in the game already, and hero proficiency cannot increase in a single game. But it's obvious on some sides that he's not actually very very proficient with the hero, and he's bound to make a little bit of a mistake, and it might be costly because we're getting into the mid game now, and once we get into the late game, it's going to cause a lot of problem. We have Clint Gigi here on Disciple, but he has to flicker out. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it was actually some good work done there by the side of Darkstars. They actually capitalized on the fact that Lap was down clearing the bot lane, and I think Clint was not in the proper place for that fight, so they just went in on that Alice and got a shutdown on her. So that was the very much needed shutdown. Like I actually secured a lot from that, but it's looking like they won't be able to push with the Lord because they are actually dealing with that at the top lane. But I think they are going to go in for a scuffle at the mid lane, and we see a shortcut coming in on Clint. Once again, you see the Fovios going to the back line for no reason whatsoever, and he had to flicker out. Still, I don't think this Fovios is actually going in at the right time and doing the right things.
No, I can't actually defend him in that case here. But, yeah, I feel like Oasis really messed up while trying to invade that purple buff earlier. Because it's something that we see happen frequent in games. You have the advantage, and you just have to not do anything else except from take the Lord and wait to push. And they went
Yeah.
for an invade, and now they've got punished heavily for this. Their previous gold lead has shrunk down to about like a 300 gold lead, which is more or less nothing. But I hope they learn from their mistakes and actually make some safer bets here. But we see them gathering in the red buff bush here. Emmy, how do you think this is gonna fan out? Oh, there's gonna be a fight here, and no, they disengage right
No, there
after.
is. No, there is.
I think they're having a bit of a communication issue, or probably it's the comp that they are not used to. Because when Chip used the shortcut, FaZe was supposed to use the shortcut, then use the reward manipulation just to make sure that they were not able to get out of that, that engage, and then the
Yeah.
other people were supposed to come through. But only Fovius took that shortcut, so I wouldn't really blame him because he went in with the hopes of them, following up with him, and then he just had to flicker out when he saw that his team was not there and he was alone. So I think there's a bit of a communication issues with that. like I said, this is a comp that they probably have not really trained with, and it's just out of the box kind of thing. And we have a bit of poking here and there, which is dangerous for the Eve. I don't know why she's doing that. Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's basically been a stalemate for a while now, with no team actually looking too keen on engaging on the others because they are not sure the outcome of the battles. But I think Oasis are being a bit too passive. I would think that they would go in more to try to, scatter the formation of the Darkstars and get a good engage going. Because if they are allowed to group in and plan their engages properly, they actually have a better chance of making that play, that very crucial play to turn the tide of the game. But right now, with the load up, we see Isolani actually starting it up and actually doing very good work to bust it down quickly, while Alice is lost in her own jungle. She's lost in the forest. They actually take that turtle, that lord for free, and we just see a reward manipulation to zone them out, and the lord is already actually marching down bot lane. What do you think, Stu? Do you think these guys are just sitting on their hands all day doing nothing?
I feel like you wouldn't really expect that level of burst coming in from the Lunox. In fact, I think that is probably the fastest Lord clearing speed that we have in the game currently, because that was that was an insane amount of damage that she dealt to that Lord. So yeah, right now they just have to defend this. They might probably get pushed back all the way to their inhibitors, but I think that if they just hold on, they might see a chance, because we know this is game of Mlbb, but Uno the league going in with the Inferno Pursuit. He's taking those tower shots. The mirror
Oh,
manipulation
once
gets off,
again,
and he's going
once
to be
again.
league that drops together with Smile. Oh wow, well, yeah, as we were saying, like they actually did manage to secure that mid lane tower. But another fight might be popping out here. We have Daiki in the back line, and then Amir dishing out that damage. Is gonna be Big Face that's killing him now. It's Isolani shot down on Frown. Ooh, the wind of nature saves Vance from that torn apart memories. But Emmy, how do you think that this fight panned out?
I think what I said earlier in the game, if Darkstars were not really behind, this is what they should have been doing since the beginning of the game, and we can see that they have a clear advantage when it comes to team fights. They have the range, they have the magic damage, and they have the chip for the shortcut to get closer to the people like Clint or even Zushin to and then Phobius. I mean, you know, he's been a sacrificial lamb right now. To be honest, he's it might be a bit impulsive, but he's going to shoot later on when he makes the right engages and all that. I mean, he's making the right engages, but he's just being punished because of the formation coming in from Oasis, and I don't know what he's still doing here in the bot lane, but he's retreating right now, and Backside is just here rolling through. All right.
I mean, you mentioned Phovios being a sacrificial lamb, but what's the point of being a sacrificial lamb if the sacrificial lamb is not called for? There's no point, there's no sacrifice to be made. So why are you offering yourself to be a sacrificial lamb? They can just play as of course I don't get it. They can just play, they will be more tactical, and be more reserved, and then go in only when Chip actually finds a good engage, given that Oasis are actually passive and they are not doing anything to take the advantage back from Darkstars. So they would be more reserved and be more calculated instead of just going in with a Hail Mary play and hoping that one way or another it turns out to be good. There's no need for a sacrifice. I don't see the need for a sacrificial lamb. What do you think, Stu?
I feel like we're now 17 minutes into this game here, and oh, but looks like Disciple is going to engage on Shayra. He does not use the shortcut, but Daiki is going to fall to that on apart memories from Amir. But we're 17 minutes into the game. Lunox now has Glowing Wand, Genius Wand, Divine Glaive, Wishing Lantern, but oh, the shortcut is going to come in, and then the reward manipulation goes out. Smiley is going to try and get, but he activates that Winter Crown, able to sustain
Oh
that damage,
my
and it's going to be
god.
Amir that falls to that double shot from Benz. Wow. Okay.
I think about the phobias, this is where it comes into play. When you know that you should not be making some kind of plays when you are not ahead in goal or when you are
Yeah.
behind in goal. You understand? And I think it has to go back to the ML Academy. And we have phobias here engaging again on the alleys, and they are able to shut
Oh,
down the
that
alleys with the
post.
Lunos Dark Ult. And we have the Lord still very healthy with okay, they have already taunted the Lord to the mid inhibitor, and the Lord has been taken down. But we still have minions here coming in from the bot lane, and then we have the Lunox here solo trying to push. I don't know why our teammates are not helping her, but the minions there have also been decimated. And like I was saying, we have the real world manipulation coming in from Big Face here. I don't know exactly what he's trying to do here. Maybe he's trying to, stun the turrets and all that. But yeah. All right,
I mean,
he's just playing he's just playing with his ult.
Ooh,
oh,
shot
look
call
at
from
that.
Chip, but it's going to be Disciple that is going to drop here. Immortality saves him, and Daiki is going to pay the price.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very well played engage from the side of Disciple there, banking on the fight is not over actually. We see Alice going in and in the final pursuit and the bravest fighter to the back line.
Oh,
This is
Queen
looking like
spawn.
a proper answer, but actually, oh, that turn apart memories actually gets that kill on Frown. There was no point going to the back, and we see a recall spam actually from Darkstars as they take down Zushin as well. Once again, now the game is definitely fully in control of Darkstars. Oasis, then when they needed to push their edge, they didn't. We actually see Clint going in, but that reward manipulation from FaZe, oh, what an outplay! What an outplay! FaZe is definitely feeling himself right now with that recall spam to add insult to injury. And we see Isolani going in with that attack hold. They're just going to focus the base right now. And an final pursue to the back line, they are just going to focus the base. But the minions, I don't think they are enough. Oh, they are actually enough. With that dark ult from Isolani, that's a guaranteed game one win on to the side of Darkstars. What do you guys think? Well, I mean, this was a game. I don't know. I think, or I would have said that Oasis had this game in the bag, but somehow, some way, they threw and gave Darkstars the reins to their horses.
Personally, we like I said from earlier on into the game, but you guys disagreed. Darkstars had a better draft when it comes to team fight, and they were losing, the fight early game, and I
Mhm.
think Oasis were supposed to, compound on that and be super aggressive and not just be there. They were extremely passive, and I don't know how that happened, but Darkstars were able to catch up in gold, and they were able to truly bring out the capabilities of the heroes that they choose, and they were able to win the match. And just like I predicted, this is a 1-0 on you guys. Uh, what do you think, Stu?
No, I have to make it clear. You said that Darkstars has a better early game draft, which was clearly not the which was clearly not the case, because the time when Darkstar started to actually have more impact in the fight was when Lunox had stacked up her items, and we're seeing that it was a 20-minute long game. So there was actually absolutely very slim chance that Oasis were actually going to be able to deal with the amount of damage that is coming in from the side of Darkstars with this Brody, YV, and Lunox. But that was a very good game one. I'm looking forward to game two. I don't know what kind of adjustment we should expect, but what are your thoughts, Davis?
Yeah, so they've given Oasis the name of True Oasis right now, and hopefully that
Oh.
moniker won't stick because, like I said, they had that game in the bag. They had that game in the bag, and then they just decided to sit on their asses all day. Probably they were so tired of whatever they did during the day, and they didn't just have that energy to see the game through to the end. But they will actually be getting another chance in this second game, and hopefully they will bring in more fire to their gameplay and put up a better performance. I won't say there was exactly any performance that caused them to lag out from the middle of the game to the end. But DS Darkstars actually did very well. They did very well to take their initiative and be very aggressive and eventually take the game back. But from the look of things right now, it seems that there's going to be a roster change on the side of Oasis. I'm seeing the rumor, the number one shooter rumor is in the lobby right now, and it seems he's going to be coming in for the side of Oasis. What do you guys think? Do you guys think his presence will make a huge impact on their gameplay? Let's start with you, Emmy.
I would like to go back to like 2 minutes ago. I'll point out the correction to the correction that Steel made. What I said was that Darkstars have a better draft. Generally, and then what I said later on in the early game was that the what's that name, the Lunox had a better fighting chance when it came to the Turtle and all that. That's what I said. And the fact that
Yeah,
they were losing, is actually their own problem. It's like a skill set for them back in the early game, but they were able to make up for that because of Oasis sitting on their hands and just looking at them, watching them, pick up the gold. And then we have the Brody coming in. He was able to take out a lot of people with the turn apart memories. And yeah, like I said before, when I made a mistake, I mentioned Alfie. So yeah, this is the correct team that he is playing in, and I think they have subbed out Daiki right now. And again, another correction to what Davey said, he is the self-proclaimed best African roamer. I don't think we have anybody that we all proclaimed as the African best roamer, but yes, he's back in the game now in the lobby, and I am expecting, definitely a different gameplay coming in from Oasis, because I don't know what was going on with them the last match, but they were too passive. The Clint was already online and they were just sitting on their hands, just waiting for the Phobios to jump in. Maybe they were trying to feed on the Phobios or something. I don't know what was on their mind. But yeah, we have a player missing from Darkstars right now. I don't know what is going on. Maybe MTN has, entered the lobby and has dealt an uppercut to someone. But I hope they are able to recover and we are able to get back into the second game of this series. We already have Darkstars as match points, and it's going to be a lot of tension. Oasis are going to want to revenge because there were a bit of call spams coming in from Darkstars. But yeah, let's get into it. What do you think, Stu?
I feel that I have self-proclaimed myself the president of the United States. And
that's true.
we have some people in the audience saying that whoever Emmy supports starts to lose. So I'll be looking out for that as well.
Wow,
in this
okay.
second game of the series. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the problems that the side of Oasis had was that Baxia pick was not able to provide them as much value as they would have gotten from a more heal or mobility based support like the Matilda that I rather would have liked to see, because what that ended up being was just more frontline for the Lunox to shred, and and them just standing around looking for who's actually going to shuffle all that damage that was coming in. But it's a brand new game and we're entering into the draft, and I'm wondering if we're going to see another Kimi ban.
Yeah, I mean, while we were focused on the side of Oasis, Darkstars actually also made two changes to their roster. He took out Amir and that questionable Phobios played by League and replaced them with Grey and Tatsuya. And then we see League immediately go into the chat and type in easy game, just like those 3.0 Choco teammates that somehow win and then type easy at the end of the match. So yeah, we see a Kimi ban and a Ruby ban, and we see another ban. I mean, Ame is not here, but somehow they still banned the Brody. But I'm curious, Ruby was actually buffed, but I've not seen her being played as much as I thought she would, and we're actually seeing a ban here right now. I don't know if that's some foreboding, but it seems like Oasis think that Tatsuya must be a very good Ruby player and that must be a respect ban to him. And with the final ban being on Joy, so let's see what are the picks that you guys think they are going to be going for. Let's start with Emmy.
Uh, the bands are pretty the same apart from the Ruby, and then we have Oasis denying Grey his signature pick, the Irritel. and we have Disciple and Isolani here picking for Darkstars. We have 8 seconds left. We have the Minotaur and the Ixia. Wow. Okay.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Uh, I don't know. I've not really seen the matchup between Ixia versus Irita. So I don't know how they will fare against each other. But we have Rockstar Alfie here coming in with a complete counter to the Ixia with the Lolita. Wow. This is going to be an interesting game because Ixia has to mind how she places her ult or any of her skills, to be honest, because it can fire back on the team and cause a bit of an issue in the team fights. And then we have Oasis going going with the Zushin pick again. I don't know why people don't buy Zushin. She is extremely annoying. Well, Darkstars were able to deal with her well in the
Yeah.
last game, but let's see if they're able to do the same thing in this game. Stu, what do you think about this draft?
Whenever I see an Ixia, the first thought that comes to my mind is Gatukacha. Just AOG on her head. She give
Uh-huh.
her zero chance,
Yeah.
But actually, the Lolita, it might be, I wouldn't say the second best thing because I haven't really seen the interaction as much. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this pans out. But I'm always for a Zushin pick or ban, but I would have actually preferred a faster pick here just because of the range that is going to be involved in this team fight. Gray putting out those
Oh.
ultimates there would just outrange
Oh.
all of them. But we're seeing another off off the rails pick here.
A
I think
Kyrie
this is gonna
inspired.
be a Kaja jungle.
A
It's
Kyrie
gonna be a
special.
Kaja jungle here.
A Kyrie special. I mean, Isolani is actually going for those unorthodox jungle picks today, starting with the Lunox and now with the Kaja. I don't know who exactly is going to be looking to lock down on the side of Oasis, but I think his first target is most likely going to be their marksman. But even while Emi was talking, he talked about the matchup between the Ixia and the opposing I mean, with the recent buff and then with the space provided by Minotaur, I think it's actually going to be a very good match. But we see a response with the Black Dragon and Gwyn, and then the last pick being an EXP that I hate so much, this Marshall pick. So from the final looks of both teams, Emmy, who do you think is going to take this game?
And I would love to point out the fact that I don't know what's going on, and I don't know why everybody is making debut picks. In the first match, we had 7 debut picks, but today in this second match, we have 5. I don't know what's going on, but if I were to go with any particular team, I think I would go with with Darkstars draft right now because I believe they
Somebody
have
write that
way
down. Write
more
that down.
range.
Write that down.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
what's
have
going on in the
noted
comment
it.
section. Why you guys think whoever I support is going to lose? But before the first game started, I was with Darkstars, and they went through. So just pay me some money in the group chat and enter my DM. I'll just pay you my OP or something. Once I say I support you, definitely you're going to win the match, and you have absolutely nothing to worry about. And we're getting into the match, but we have Iritel here sitting at the base, and I think they are requesting for a pause. I don't know if the referee is seeing that. They are
I don't
requesting
think that's
for
a
a
pause. That looks like a
that's a
restart
restart.
request.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably Rockstar Afi has it mixed up because Zushin is showing the emoji for a pause, and then we have Alfie showing the emoji for the restart. So we'll see which one the ref grants, and I think it's actually the one for the
Going
pause.
to be the
So
pause. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Possibly we'll have to check that. Maybe later there will be some um, deliberations carried out on that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still looking at the team comp as it stands. I mean, when we look at the side of Oasis, they are actually going for that space. That will I say the space, but they have that range. I mean, Darkstars also have a bit of a range. I wouldn't say they have the superior range in this case, but they have only niche situations where they can actually maximize the use of that range, while Oasis have a bit more flexibility in their lineup, and they can possibly extend the fights even more if it goes past the initial stages. So it's going to be looking like it's going to be a drawn out skirmish from both sides, and I think we are in for a nice game. What do you think, Stu?
I think like this matchup pick fills me with absolute dread because if there's any hero I absolutely hate to face, like absolutely despise with all of my being, it's Amasha. Because when you're trying to deal damage to her and stop her from killing you, you often just give her the tool she needs to kill you, because every time she loses a HP bar, it just resets her dash. So
Yeah.
I feel like this is gonna be similar to the first game. It's gonna be a tough game for Oasis to deal with in the late game. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna get another pause.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
It really is a pause
If he
later.
continues in the next 10 seconds, then he's granting uh, the restart request. But I don't know what is going on. He's not playing right now, so maybe there's a bit of a miscommunication. And again, please, if you're watching the stream and you have a match that is probably going to be streamed, or any other match, try and make sure you read the rules and know the correct emojis that you're supposed to use for specific situations. We have separate emojis for the pause request, and we have a separate emoji for the restart request. So please make sure you do pay attention and mind to that. But yeah, Davies mentioned that it's going to be a drawn offer, and I think that would be true. But I think the only person that can disrupt uh, the range coming in from Darkstars, namely the Ixia and the Fasa, is going to be the dragon. And if the dragon is not a dragon but a lizard, then I think Oasis are going to have a problem, because they won't really have anybody to deal with that apart from Rockstar with his flicker, and I'm pretty sure the flicker ult will not be available at all times, while the Fasa and then the Ixia have way more less cooldowns to spam their ults, and they may be able to win more team fights just because of that. What do you think, Stu?
I feel like I'm just looking at the where the screen got paused. I feel like there's going to be something. Okay, no, it actually breaks out. It was a fight in the beginning. But right now, I feel like you can give the dragon like a bit of credit, and maybe he might not be a lizard. He could be some sort of chameleon or something. So let's see how he fares against this Marsha pick, because I don't
Hey,
Oh yeah. I
I don't
think
even know what's going on anymore.
he has gotten the info now that it's going to be a restart. So they
he's giving the
should
go ahead for a restart with
yeah.
that 10 seconds pause. So now I think whichever team is having an issue should be able to restart now into the game. So they should surrender, and but I don't know. I don't know if they do know that, but they need to surrender so the match can be considered invalid. But there are certain rules that they have to follow concerning the picks. Yeah, and I hope they do know that too, so they don't go against the rules.
Well, whatever the case is, this is why you should pay attention to the rules, guys. Like,
Yeah.
I cannot stress this more than Emmy already has, because then you end up with situations like this, and everyone's just standing wondering like what's going on. Everyone's kind of
Yeah.
confused. But it looks like Isolani is actually going to try and invade Smile here in the jungle. Well, ooh, looks like Rockstar Alfie is going to be able to stun him here, but it breaks out as they're getting ready. But Rockstar Alfie actually getting caught by the Kaja suppress, and it's going to be
Yeah.
FaZe that gets that first blood on Alfie. Wow, right before the first tussle. But yeah, Davis, how do you think this is gonna pan out? They're already down one member, and it's gonna be another
Oh.
charge. And Big Face falls here to Smile. And they've evened out their numbers. Wow.
Yeah.
And Frown is going to go with the Petrify on Disciple here. He's gonna get called out by Fade Wife. She's gonna be putting some pressure, and it looks like the feathered airstrike not gonna be able to save him. And it's going to be Smart that secures that turtle, but it looks like there's gonna fight, gonna break out, and then it's going to be
Luminon Blast. Yeah. That Luminon Blast and then that special migration. Oh, I seen Masha actually going for a run. She's trying to run away, go down to her turret, but look at that. That's that layering of the skills to get that kill secure on Masha. That was actually well played. I mean, the fight was a bit chaotic at some point, but with the total secure and then three kills which they secured after their own Roma got taken down, it's looking like Oasis are actually taking this game by its horns. What do you think, Emi?
And we see it happening again. Whenever I support the team, for the first few minutes they're going to have a bit of a problem, but I hope they do recover from that. And we already have a bit of a good lead here from Oasis, probably around like 1.7k good lead, and the score right now is 4-1. But I'm sure Darkstars they won't disappoint me and make sure my prediction comes true, so I can have a little bit of money rolling into my accounts from here and there. But yeah, let's get back into the game. And I don't think they know for a fact that they have the right to, to restart. But it's already too late for that because we're already past the second minute of the game, and we have a bit of a gank here coming in from the top lane.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a gank here, but it's going to break out quickly as Ven secures that gold crab. But yeah, I kind of have to agree that the Emmy curse is very, very real, and we can see it in full effect. But no, it looks like Disciple's going to engage here, but Vent is going to pop that ultimate to be, but the nominal blast going to come, but Disciple immutes that. Big Face is going to get caught by the season migration, but Gray puts out the full barrage and the feathered airstrike landing on Rockstar Alfie, but he's going to be able to survive this. Isolani securing that kill, and Smile using the season migration, and he's going to get out. Ven securing that kill, and Minotaur living with a sliver of HP. Double kill for Vent.
Early game wipeout
is next. Black Dragon form is showing us that he is not a lizard here, and it's going to be only Big Face that survives that with the bird form.
Yeah, I mean,
I would like to reach out to all the Darkstar fans out there. I'm sorry for what is going on right now, but you guys should calm down and have a little bit of faith. We're going to come back into this, but we have a bit of a chase here into the into the mid lane. I don't know what they were trying. They were trying to shut down the Fasa, but he was able to escape, and we have a bit of a push in coming in from the Irritel, but they would decide not to push that turret.
Yeah, that Wings by Wings has come in clutch twice for Big Face right now. First time to escape with his life, and second time under his turret while they try to poke him just to get a taste of, some bed meat during this season. Chickens are actually quite expensive now, so I can understand why they are all going for whatever bed meat that they can get. But yeah, that was actually very well played from the side of Oasis. Initially I thought Darkstars were actually having the better of that engage, but once again that special migration from Smile and the Luminum Blast, especially from Rockstar, have been very much on point. They actually go in on Kaja once again with that Luminum Blast, and he answers with the feathered air strike. But that Minoan Fury actually comes in clutch. Alfie biting more than he can chew right now, and he actually goes down. What do you think, Stu? I mean, so far it's just looking like scuffles and exchanges here and there. But on the grand scheme of things, who do you think has the advantage right now?
Right now, I can say that the kill count is high, but the objective take is kind of on the even side, which is something that you don't want to see. You want to see fights to conversion, but the special migration. But here, look at the feathered extra coming in from Big Face. Smiley is going to try and escape this, but Disciple is going to try and get him, but it's gonna break out as the turtle spawns. So yes, it's they are leading in the kills, but it ends up being Darkstars that will claim the first turret of the game. Although that Oasis has a 3K gold lead. But Emmy, what do you think about the current standings of both teams here?
As usual, I think you guys are getting used to the Emmy scores now. The Black Stars are starting to catch up back as usual from the last, just like what happened in the last game. And we have the Minotaur here jumping into that brush bush. He's being controlled by the CC coming in from the Zushin, and then the Luminum Blast coming in
Oh
from
my
Alfie. He's
god.
able to get Isolani, and then coming in with
Full
special migration
barrage.
from the Gwen. She still comes out with full barrage coming in from the Ixia, and we have Dragon going in here trying to CC, and he's able to shut down
Oh.
Isolani, but they decide to fall back, and we have a one for nothing trade coming in from the side of Oasis. And I think I have to take back what I was about to say. Oasis are still having the lead in this fight, and we have
Yeah.
Guinevere, and then the Zushin taking the torso.
Yeah, I mean that Black Dragon from going to the back line and catching both Kaja and Ixia was very clutch. He is definitely a dragon. He's definitely a dragon, and he's quite doing quite well. We see the Minoan Fury right now, and he gets taken down. The spatial migration and the violet requiem to take down the Minotaur. That's actually, I don't know, from the side of Oasis, they are going in and getting stuff done. This is not the passive Oasis that we saw the last game. Now they're actually taking the initiative and going in, getting another kill on that Kaja. So if you look at the side of Dark Stars, they're actually having a lot of palatable heroes on their team. We're having two chickens and beef actually. So Oasis are actually going to be eating good this evening. What do you think, Stu?
You forgot to mention the tiger. I know it's not really a delicacy in some parts of the world, but in my hometown, we love to eat like a bunch of tigers. But yeah, this is going completely in the side of Oasis, and I'm going to have to blame this on Emmy because the course is very, very active and vibrant. You can see how when they just got some ground to stand on, Emmy just had to, give a comment in their favor, and it just ended up, completely losing that fight. But Frown not smiling with anyone here as he shows us that he is indeed not a lizard or a chameleon, but a dragon. But Emmy, what are your thoughts on who is going
I,
to
I,
win
I,
the next fight?
I think at this point I'll just stop, talking about which team is probably going to win, but just to make sure that I don't jinx them. And then we have Luminant Blast coming in from Alfie, but he is not able to connect onto
Oh,
them. We have the ult coming in from Kenny. We have the special migration connecting onto the Minotaur, but he is not shut down yet. We have Dragon going in back to the back line. Petrify, he's able to take down the Fasa,
oh,
and he's going for the Kaja, but he's not able to take him down. And we have a 2 for nothing trade coming in here from the side of Oasis, and then followed up by Grand Theft Purple, and then they are converting it into the Lord straight away. And I don't know what's going on here, but Oasis are going to are definitely having a hard time. They are probably like 8k behind, and Oasis that we are seeing in this match are not the ones that we saw in the last match. They are converting every fight into a turtle or a turtle or a lord or a lord, and we have a fight here coming in again. Luminant Blast connecting onto 3 people. We have Special Migration connecting onto Masha, and she is taken down. And we have the tier 2 turret on the bottom lane taken. And then we have the Lord pushing in from the mid lane. I don't know. I think I already jinxed Dark Stars.
yeah, and it's too late for them to get back into this game from the looks of things. That was very well played from the side of Oasis. Finally, they are doing what they were supposed to do in the first game, and it's actually yielding dividends. They actually get, I think they're going to get, yeah, this bottom inhibitor for free, and so far so good. They are looking very, very poised to take this game. They are actually having a 9,000 gold lead as it stands, and with the Luminum Blast just to zone out the heroes, they don't exactly get this middle lane tier 2. But for the top, I think they are going to take the to the middle lane inhibitor. They should take the top lane tier 2 and push it all the way to the middle inhibitor. So finally, we see Oasis actually doing what they were supposed to do. and pushing that advantage all the way just to ensure that they get that win over Darkstars. So right now they got two inhibitors down and just one standing still. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? What do you think? Do you think this bodes well for Darkstars?
I put a lot of encouragement and I gave like a bit of a hype, like a prelude to this mashup pick here. And I kind of have a bit of Emmy's course rubbing off on me because right now, if you look at Tatsuya's KDA, it looks like the coordinates to a lost cause because I'm not really sure where this is going for him right now. He's on a 0-3-0. But right now, well, we can only just watch here because the side of Oasis have already taken down two inhibitors. They're gonna have all that lane pressure that's going pushing down on Darkstar's base. So it's gonna be a bit difficult for them to actually try and contest this. But we still have the late game. There's gonna be some time for this team to farm up and actually try and make a comeback in this game. But Emmy, how do you think that's gonna fan out?
I don't know if that's going to be possible because the only standing inhibitor right now is the one on the top lane for Darkstars, and we're seeing a 0-3 KGA coming in from the Masha, like you pointed out. And again, I would like to, to point out this dragon coming in straight out of a Nezar movie. Is actually a real dragon, not a lizard, not a chameleon, and he has been showing his prowess. And like I mentioned earlier, is the only one that that will be able to disrupt the faster alt and the sorry, what's the name again? The MM's alt coming in from
Ixia,
Gray,
yeah,
and he has been
Ixia.
doing Ixia. Thank you very much, Davis. The Ixia, he has been doing that with his petrifier, and he's been definitely getting at least one, if not two kills from there. And we have a 305 KDA on him, and let's see how this is going to pan out. Personally, I don't think they have the ammo to defend against this firepower coming in from the Iritel, the Luminol Blast coming in from Rockstar, and then the CC coming in from the Zushin, and then they have to watch out for the spatial migration coming in from the Gwen. They have too many things to watch out for when they are already this much on the back foot. They are 10k behind in gold, and we have the Lord matching in from the mid lane, and I think they are trying to sink the waves right now. We have Iritel clearing the top, and we have Yuzon clearing the bot lane, and the waves have been successfully synced. Let's see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, they
Yeah,
got
let's
this
watch
slot
this.
basically for free, and it's actually going to charge straight into their base. See the Luminum Blast, and once again, the Feathered Extract and the full barrage coming in with the Minoan Fury, but no one is falling, no one is dying, and the base is wide open. While Oasis and are actually focusing on the base, Darkstars are trying to focus on kills, and to no avail. That's actually an equalizer on the side of Oasis, and that's 1-1 with Steel's blazed up kick getting that much converted 3.0 chocolate on on that Masha. So I mean, Oasis finally showing some signs of life and giving Darkstars a run for their money.
A lot of people, I like to tell a lot of people that XP is a tankless job because the gray is on the 0-2 here, it's because of the sacrifices of people like this Marsha, feeding the nation so that the other people don't get munched on. So I much appreciate Tatsuya and his performance here because there isn't much you can do when you're a late game hero. You need your items and your team is 10k gold behind. But yeah, this was a good game. It was like the contrast, I would say, between the first game and this one would be the addition of Alfie, as well as that performance from Frown. He did perform on the Lapu Lapu, but the performance on this Dragon was phenomenal. He was decimating their backlines, never giving FaZe or Gray any time to recover and deal damage with their skills. But yeah, Emmy, what do you think was the standing out feature in this game?
Personally, I think there's another cause. On the stream we have been having this issue of a reverse sweep coming in from people, and I don't know why Dark Stars made a change to their lineup or why they went with the Kaja jungle. But I thought I think they got overconfident, and they started, making some kind of plays that were not supposed to be made. But we have both teams at match points right now. I don't know why they are not in the lobby yet. But yeah, we have both teams at match points, and it's anyone's game right now, to be honest. And I don't want to, speak on any team's behalf before they start, getting decimated decimated on stream, and then everybody starts blaming Emmy here and there that Emmy is the one causing the loss. So I'm just gonna keep my comments to myself, and we'll see who wins this series.
Yeah, the chat actually pointed out something. They said we should give kudos where kudos is due to Rockstar Alfie. That after all, he's not a self-proclaimed godly number one African godly roamer. That he actually made a huge impact on that game, and that was what gave Oasis the momentum that they needed to swing that game in their favor. But once again, we are seeing a roster change to the side of Darkstars for the third time this night, and it's going to be General Oiki coming in actually for Big Face, which is interesting because Big Face. Oh, you guys are yet to be in the lobby, or well, let's say that I'm the favored one in this case. So, but regardless, uh, General Oiki comes in for Big Face, and that was not actually a change I saw in the cards, but it's looking like Isolani, who is possibly the shot caller and the team captain, wants to see a change in that mid lane, and he brought in General Oiki, who was formerly regarded as Don Deepsea the Soul Reaper. That is a name that strikes fears in the breeches of everyone while they go to sleep at night, and he's coming in actually to take over from FaZe, and it's looking like Darkstars are primed to take back the game and win this series 2-1. What do you think, Stu?
I feel that the removal of phase kind of. Oh, it looks like Isolani left the lobby and will not be getting this series game. I feel that the removal of phase actually kind of impedes my plans because he was going to be my next target for all the bans that were going to go out. But
Oh, really?
yeah, I think yes, I think we're seeing Amir back. I'm not really sure what's going on. We have actually 6 Darkstars members in the lobby right now, so we can't really speculate on their compositions or their subs until they actually have that sorted. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next game. I feel that I like when I see teams coming in trying unorthodox picks, unorthodox strategies, because it makes you see new stuff, you get more interested, you enjoy it more. So we saw Lunox jungle, then the Kaja jungle, and I'm wondering, are we going to see another Uranus jungle? Because that's what After Lightning would be looking forward to here. So yeah, let's see what's going on. Well, what do you think, Emmy?
I would like to point out another issue that's going on in the lobby right now. I don't know what Isolani is doing in the upper part of the lobby where the refs and the casters are. But please kindly pay attention to this and the rules too, and the rules too. But it's back down there. I think there was a bit of a miscommunication with Amir in the lobby. Amir has been kicked, and Isolani is back down there. So, all right, let's scrap what I just said and let's go on with the analysis of the game. But yeah. I don't know if that's Don Deepsea, not to shade anybody, but the only thing I think we can be expecting from Darkstars right now is the Lilia pick, and then the Lilia is not. I don't know about that, but yeah, we're getting into the game right now, and all right, there's a bit of a lag on my head. All right, we are into the drafting phase, and we have Darkstars with the first pick and the first ban. I think we're going to see the Kimi ban. Yep, just as I was about to say it, we have the Kimi band coming in from the Dark Stars, and let's see what Oasis is going to provide us with. Personally, I don't know why people start off with a kind of lineup that is not the main lineup. Cause I know Alfie is supposed to be in the main lineup, and then once they lost, he had to step back in. I don't know why people risk that. You could just come in, sweep the enemies 2-0, and you can just leave with your win.
Exactly.
But
Save us some time.
people with different leadership skills and all that. Personally, I don't do that. I have a certain 5 man. Once we enter the lobby, except there's MTN, punching someone in the back of the head or something, there's not going to be any change in the lineup. But I don't know. Everybody's just switching up lineups and all that. But you know, like I said, different leadership skills and all that. But we have the cheap band coming in here from Oasis and a joy band coming in here from Darkstars. And let's see what General Oki, aka Don Dipsy, have for us. I'm predicting the Lilia. What do you guys think?
I mean, let's not telegraph his picks for him. I believe he's worth more than a Lilia pick. Let's just wait
Okay.
and see. But as the first pick, we're actually going to get a Berkshire. On disciple on that Berkshire, then it's going to be looking like it's going to be a Rome Berkshire. I mean, it's a very good pick. They had it the last, I think, the first game, and it actually did wonders for them and winning that game, especially when Alice went in. For one, we see an immediate response with that CC pick from Frown. Frown is really not smiling today. He's actually out for blood. While we see once again Oasis securing that Zushin pick. And we actually see a glow pick, which is interesting. I don't think I've seen anyone also play this glue. So once again, is this another debut pick? Still,
Nana.
what are you thinking? I'm seeing some Nana. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
You know, I'm thinking that this glue pick is a lovely one. I'm always a fan of seeing a glue because there's just so much CC slow damage that comes in from this hero. And he can be played both in the roam and the XP lane, but I think we're gonna be seeing an XP lane glue, and it's actually followed up by a Faramis. We can see that the Emmy curse also like reigns true in picks here because
Yeah.
his predictions not just coming quite true right now. But wow, this is another debut pick that I was not expecting, and it's actually a Claude.
Yeah.
But for the next phase of bans, I think we might be seeing a Brody or a Clint ban here for inside of Oasis because you do not want to be playing a Claude versus one of those two heroes. So, but Emmy, what do you think of the draft so far?
Uh, just like you said, we have the Brody band coming in from Oasis. I don't really have a standing on the draft right now because we just have 3 picks from both sides, and we have the last band coming in from Isolani, the Lolita. They didn't like, obviously they didn't like what Arfield did. Arfield did last match with the Lolita. It was landing a lot of hits with the Luminum Blast. But yeah, let's see what Alfie is going to respond with here. We have 15 minutes left. 15 seconds rather, sorry. We have the Akai pick coming in from Alfie to disrupt, the cult altar coming in from the Faramis, and then the alt coming in from the Bakshia too. And we have Isolani here, with the YSS pick that he played so well and made me name him the coke dealer and the coke user. And we have a Melissa pick coming in from Gray, another signature pick of Ease. And let's see what Oasis have for us in the last pick. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. Is I don't think I can give any side this draft win, but it's looking quite good. The engages from both sides being there, and Darkstars actually going in for that clumped up team fight comp, while Oasis actually trying to go for a more of a it's still going to be a team fight comp, but with more of leverage, with their heroes having more space to go about and work about instead of standing together while being under the Shadow Stampede and the Cold Altar, or the new, I've forgotten the new name that they call Faramis all right now. So yeah, so far so good. Uh,
Delarum.
Yeah, the Nether Realm, thank you. So I don't know if I'm going to actually favor any side, but once again, I'm an advocate for a good game. Stu, your thoughts?
I'm gonna have to go with Oasis because not only do they have some form of consistent damage in the side of CC, Zushin, and Claude, albeit not the best combination or the best sources of damage. They also have that balance with a decent amount of front line. And when we've seen this like till as old as 2023, right? You have an assassin jungle, because I'm not gonna call YSS a marksman right now, and you're faced with a Hilda, and all you get is axes in your face. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of invades coming in here from after the first turtle fight, because we all know how risky it is to invade right away in this current meta. But yeah, but General Oki actually already pops that purify three first minutes gone. I'm not really sure what he's doing there. But Emmy, what do you think about this lineup?
I think Isolani needs to hook up General Oki on his coke plug, because I think he must be using some kind of very low quality coke. I don't know why he popped the purify that early into the game, but yeah, I would like to point out the fact that we have 6 debut picks again coming in from this particular last match of the series. The first match we have 7 debut picks, the second match we have 5, and now we have 6. I don't know why we have very unfamiliar picks. There's a fight there in bot, and then we have Hilda trying to go into the jungle of Isolani and cause the problem. But we have we have Gray being able to shut down the Claude. That was quite unexpected. I don't know why he was not able to blink out fast enough. But we have Isolani entering the jungle of Smile right now, and he is able to steal away that creep.
I think Smile actually still managed to secure that actually. He
Oh,
got
okay,
that
okay. My bad.
extra, yeah, that extra AXP. And what was to say, I mean, that's impressive that a panda holding a stick could actually, oh, outdamage someone using a bow and arrow. But Vance gets that revenge kill on Gray with the help of Smile. And while they were doing all that, they actually, Oasis were behind. Dax actually started the total, and we see that cutting call coming in from Frown and actually bust down Disciple. So that's one of the advantages of that CC pick, that cutting call, and the Mountain Shocker coming in from Isolani to kind of give some space while this jungle is being invaded, and Rockstar Alfie actually gets out alive while you see the grab coming in from Natsuki, and he actually has to flicker out of there just to ensure that he doesn't lose his life. That was actually very well played coming from Oasis. From the first kill on the gold laner, it looked like Darkstars were going to take this game, but they came back, got a kill, a revenge kill, got the total, and got another kill on Disciple. So that was basically a 2 for nothing, including the total. So they are looking like they are going to take this game again with 1,000 gold lead that they've already set up at the beginning of this game. What do you think, Stu?
I feel like the major problem with that kill that Gray got in the gold lane was that he tried to farm the gold tower. The turtle had come up and he felt like he was safe. But very like quick and smart rotation from Smile there to be able to cut off Gray with the heavy spin, and just secure that kill so that Vens wouldn't be off with a goal deficit. But it looks like we might be seeing a fight breakout here, but no, they're actually going to disengage. But ooh, no, Fade Wipe actually gets
Oh,
caught and he gets pulled back by General Oki. Smart with the heavy spin, he has 2, and then oh my God, Ben's
oh,
going to secure that kill onto Isolani. Gray going to have to pop her ultimate to try and escape this Rockstar Alfie, walking that damage on Disciple, and it's going to be 3 down on the side of Darkstars
that
for the price
was
of
I,
1.
that was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy indeed. I think we need to give props to the ESP laners in this particular gauntlet, namely Frown and Natsuki. Those two guys, they have been performing wonders for their teams, for their respective teams. And we have Frown here, being the new Natsuki 2.0, doing what he's supposed to be doing and shutting down people left and right. And
Oh,
we
look
have
at
a
bot, look at
200
bot,
KDA
look
on
at
him.
bot,
We
look
have a
bot,
fight
look
here in
bot.
the bot. Every spirit coming in here on Gray, and we have Alfie following up with the axe, and
Oh,
he is able to shut her down. And we have an emoji spam here from Alfie. I don't know what is going on, but they need to give a little bit of more attention to Gray. We have a total peace fight here. We have the stick going on onto the mage, but they are able to shut her down before she can be able to get out of there. And we have the Claude here trying to steal the tier 1 turret in the bot lane. I don't know if he's trying to commit to that, but no, he steps back and he goes for the good crab instead. And we have Alfie here giving a lot of trouble to Isolani in the jungle, just walking up everywhere, trying to slow down his jungle, but he's not successful because Disciple and General Oki are there to stop him right in his tracks and make sure that Isolani gets, his creeps.
yeah. I mean, that kill on Zushin, if only she had held on to her Crimson Beacon a bit longer, I think she would have been able to get out of that predicament. But she used it a bit too prematurely, and the Glue was able to capitalize and get that kill. But once again, we see the Mountain Shocker and Oasis actually get dove on, and that's the kill for Isolani. We see finally with the heavy spin being used by Smile, and that's blazing duet to the backline by Vance, but all for nothing. He eventually goes back to the battle mirror image, but he gets attached by Natsuki. But Natsuki somehow, some way, he still finds a way out of that. That was just a 1-for-0 trade, I believe, for the side of Darkstars. I mean, that was a very good engage. What do you think, Stu?
I feel like Dark Stars were able to get a lot of that fight, and a big part of what Oasis were able to get from the previous fight was Smile getting that heavy spin on two core members of the side of Dark Stars, and we can see as
Yeah,
he did not land that heavy spin now. They weren't able to get as much out of this. So the placement of those heavy spins from Smile is actually going to play a very vital key on how these fights will go. But yeah, we're seeing the total spawn here. I think that we might see this go to the side of the Oasis without much
yeah.
contest because Rockstar Alfie walking on that backline doing a lot of damage to. But the grab goes on to Frown from Natsuki
Oh,
here.
red
The
trigger.
heavy spin for Smile is going to push him out of there, and it's actually going to be Itolani that secures that. And Natsuki gets that kill onto Frown with the grab, and they are going to disengage here. But look, no, they're actually going to invade on the purple buff. We have Rockstar Alfie way too low to be able to protect this, and Natsuki just using the stick to get them out of the. They are not just stopping with the buff, but it's Onani actually taking some turret shots, and then the the damage from oh no, who's dropping? Nobody's dropping, but the tower is going to fall. There's actually so much going on in this fight here, but it looks like
Yeah.
Smile will be able to take his buff, and Darkstars are actually going to convert that top lane as well. So just as we were talking about the advantage that Oasis had, Darkstars just came in from behind to claim the win. But
Yeah,
looks like
I
there's
mean,
going to be another fight here. The grab coming in from Natsuki. He's going to be flicker out of there. That heavy spin going to be used in vain. But there's going to be a pullback from Frown here. And Axter Alfie trying his best to get out of there. But that heal that doesn't have the mobility. So Lani securing that kill onto Rockstar Alfie. And they're
I
just
mean,
taking.
yeah.
I don't even know what to say at this point. Everywhere is just chaotic fighting and everything. But I think Darkstars have the obvious edge here. They have a 3K gold lead on Oasis, and I think Oasis needs to reset and re-strategize. And they also need an answer for that for that grade there in the bot lane. I don't know. He's not even yet into his spike yet, and he's already dealing crazy amount of damage. And whenever he's in a team fight, you can see that Claude is not able to come in with his blazing duet. And even if he's able to come in, we have an engage here on Disciple from Alfie, and we have great covering for him here, and he is able to step out of that safely with at least 70% HP still left. And we
Oh
have
wow.
Glue
Says
here.
grab is gonna go on to fade wipe, but he's going to drop here. The heavy spin from Smile is going to catch on to Natsuki, but that nether realm comes in from General Oki, keeping his teammates alive. Vance trying to do this damage onto Disciple, but he's going to have to walk out of there as his team will not be able to contest this Lord. Wow.
Yeah, that mountain shocker came in clutch from Isolani there to get that kill on Fade Wife on the Zushin. That was actually very well played. And if we actually look at the jungle difference between both sides, we can see Isolani actually having 4 level leads, 4 whole level leads over Smile. That is something to factor into the team fights, especially for the neutral objectives, where the retribution will come in as a very important tool. Once again, even while Smile is trying to get the little bear crabs, he's still getting all that stolen from him, and now he's also going to get his red stolen from him. He's not boding very well for Oasis and their jungler. And we see Oafi actually going in, but that mountain shocker from Isolani has been so crucial to Darkstars' advantage so far. And we see that Nether Realm, that defensive Nether Realm to get them. Oh, Vance using that mirror image just to have another shortcut to the base. I don't know why. I don't know why. Possibly even the chat has been calling him out, saying that his his proficiency on this Claude is not the best, and I guess he's showing more signs of that now, even as the Lord pushes the bottom tier turret. What do you think, Stu?
I kind of feel like I'm the one that has placed this curse on Oasis because I came in hyping up just like the matchup pick. I hyped up their team, and right now we're seeing that they're underperforming. And this is something that like you see as a jungler, like you always have a horrible time when you get invaded, because you can't really do much except for just mill around the map for scraps. Try and get like whatever creeps you can, and then that's just the kind of experience that Smiley is having right now. Just like it's the opposite. We already have Isolani here on level 15. You see, having like an absolute great time farming both sides of the jungle here. And while Smile is, but like that's the advantage of a utility jungle here, like an Akai. As long as he lands the heavy spin, he's going to be useful in some magical way. But yeah, Rockstar Alfie not going to be able to tank all this damage coming in from the side of Darkstars. But Emmy, how do you think that this game is fair? Do you feel like Oasis has a chance to make a comeback, or do you feel that this is going to be a step-by-step slow push for the Darkstars to steal the stars from Oasis this night?
I think Darkstar still have a chance, and I definitely need to. They are converging here on the Alfie, and just I was about to point that out. Alfie needs to respect the damage coming in from Darkstars. He is not able to do that tanking that he was doing in the early game. Walking into bushes freely and getting out of there with his sprint, and just walking up and down. But now he cannot do that. We have the glue with the stick, you're able to pull him back, and we have the mountain shocker coming in from Isolani, able to stun him long enough for the others to come in with their damage. And I wouldn't really blame the Claude because he had to build the wind of nature because of the damage coming in from Grey, and now he's just getting his Trinity build, and now we should be able to see a bit of a impact coming in from him, but he needs space. That is the problem that he's having right now. He cannot just go in there with the blazing duet. He will get shot down either from the damage coming in from the I mean, just look at that. Just look at that damage that just touched him now. He's having a bit of a problem keeping up with the damage coming in from Darkstars, and I don't think it's really a proficiency issue. It's the fact that he needs space, and Akai and and the CC are the only ones that can really provide that space. And we have
Oh.
60 coming in here from Blue. And we have the FE spin pushing back, say back into the base, and we have the battle shocker coming in from Isolani, able to shut down one person, and then we have the Lord coming in from the top, from the bot lane,
That's
and
GG.
we wow, that is
And
GG's. And
that would
just
be
like
the
I
game.
said, just like I said earlier, from the game to, you guys just have to put a little bit of trust in me, and we can see for a fact now that whoever I support is going to win. We have Darkstars taking this series, and we have Oasis. And I would like to point out, start with your main roster, please, you people. I don't know what's going on with you people. Maybe it's overconfidence, or you want to involve everybody in the tournament. But once you're getting into high stake matches like this, you have to start with your, with your main lineup, and make sure that you are going in with your best team. And I'm not throwing shades at any player or anything, but I think Alfie should have started way earlier into this game. And this last game, we saw that he might have gotten overconfident or cocky, and he didn't respect the damage coming in from Darkstars, and he was punished for it. And Isolani, as usual, the YSS on Cook, he has delivered another another team to us, butchered by the sword and the glaive, and we have him on the MVP here, which is the 713 KDA. What do you guys think
Yeah.
about this? Still,
Oasis came in to show that they were going to enter Gauntlet Paradise, but they got sent to the lower brackets instead. So I would love to see how they would deal with the next opponent that they have. Maybe they have learned something from this game. We did see Fade Wife on Zushin all 3 games. Would have loved to see more variety in that mid lane here. But yeah, props to Isolani, because you could see that he was very proficient with this hero, from the way he farmed to the way he rotated. The sheer amount of damage he could deal, and together with those his ultimate stuns, he was able to just provide so much value for his team. And you can see 37% damage dealt from Isolani, and 83% T fight participation. And also kudos, props to Smile here, landing those heavy spins. If you're an Akai player yourself, you know how difficult it can get to land those heavy spins, but Smart was actually able to do that. And GG's to both of the teams here, and I'm looking forward to the next one, same time, 10 p.m. Davis, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, that was actually a very good game. It was not the blowout like we saw yesterday. It was actually a well fought game from both sides, and I guess the better team eventually won. I would actually take a note from what Emmy said, and would encourage teams to start their strongest lineup, their best lineups from the get go, because who knows, maybe I mean Darkstars did start with a win at the first game, and then Oasis were almost bringing it back from the second game, but eventually Darkstars showed that they were the superior team, and they actually took this game. So from the look of things, it's going to be a Darkstars and a Synagogue not grand finals, upper bracket finals, and that's going to be a match that I'm definitely going to be looking forward to. But with Oasis going down to the lower bracket, I know it's not over. I think they can come back stronger after they put one or two things in place. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing them once again. What you, Amy? What
yeah.
what do you think?
Definitely, I am looking forward to Darkstars and Xenagog, and I'm pretty sure Reading is going to be in the group chat right now, mouthing off and claiming this and that. And I think we are all hyped to see that. Stu must be definitely hyped to see the match too. And we'll see you guys same time. And thanks for watching. And don't forget to drop a like on the video. Take care and peace.
All right.